Welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. I'm Carolyn McDonald and I'm here with Christian Mejía to talk about his film First Check. Let's take a look at a clip.
I think I want to get a job.
A job? Like, go to work?
Yeah.
Loser. Chava, you're only 16. You should concentrate on school. Plus, if you get a job, you won't be able to visit.
Hey Christian, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you for coming to talk to us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, welcome. And so tell me, what inspired you to make this really beautiful, heartwarming film?
I was inspired by my own personal experience with the working world. When I was 16, I decided that I wanted to get a job, get a part-time job, and contribute to my household. I felt like a sense of responsibility to not be a financial burden on my parents. And my mother, she discouraged me from doing so. She said, son, you should just be a kid. You should just do the things that kids do and go to school and hang out with your friends and, do extracurricular activities, play sports, whatever you want to do. It's just too soon to get a job. But I didn't listen to her, and I decided to find some kind of part-time job, and that the result of that was I kind of fell into a spiral of work. Previous to finding that job, I would travel every summer to Mexico to visit my grandmother. And after getting a part-time job and sort of becoming a young adult and into my 20s, there was a moment in time where I realized that I had not visited my grandmother in 9 years.
Wow.
So I got lost in it. I got lost in the responsibilities of what I thought being an adult was. And it took me a long time to sort of renegotiate my relationship with work. I think that there's a lot of pressure on young people these days to hustle harder than your peers, to feel that you don't have the things that you have in life because you're not working hard enough. That's especially true for children of immigrants who travel to the United States because they are looking for greater opportunities, and so you grow up with this mentality that you have to work hard. Life is about working hard. And so I was carrying all of this, into my own working experience. And so it was there was a moment in time where after the pandemic, there was a big bubble of film production happening. And I fell into this spiral of work where I was going from one job to the next job to the next job. And it was almost like a year and a half of work. And I was feeling really burnt out, and I decided to put pen to paper and write a story about how the origins of my relationship with work. And of course, I wanted to give it a happy ending because, I want myself to have a happy ending, and decided to make sure that this character was able to redefine their relationship with work and discover sort of new facets of themselves in the process. And that's how the ending came to be.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And talk about how you executed that, what you just said, with the relationship between he and his sister.
Oh, of course, yes. I I wanted to create a sibling relationship that felt very real, in the sense that we don't always get along with our siblings. There are times where we have conflict, but at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that our main character, Chava, found value in that relationship somehow. She would constantly make fun of him and tease him, but you could tell that deep down there was a strong relationship there. And I think that her videos of herself riding his bicycle in Mexico really sort of pulled him out of that dark place that he was in, and inspired him to use his first check in the way that he did.
I thought that was so beautiful, you know, to strengthen that relationship between them. And, you know, like you said, you could tell they were close, you know, underneath her insulting him and all that things that little sisters do. But he really illustrated his love, you know, with that gesture, you know, and even connecting with, even though he didn't go see his grandmother, it's like it also felt like with that gesture he was bringing her, you know, bringing her love into their house in the present. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, grandmother, you got that love. Here, I'm going to give you, you know, the love of a brother. Am I on?
Absolutely, yeah. And I, you know, when writing these things, you don't really realize it, but like with reflection and with time and the film being finished and the film being screened and having conversations with people that have seen the film, I just like I have a little bit more of a perspective that is removed from being so close to it, and I just love the way that like there is this sense of we're all in it together. And we all have our moments of where we're challenged, where we have to overcome obstacles, and it may look different for you than it does for me, but it is the similar experience. And if we are able to like realize that and maybe help each other up when we're in those moments of darkness, then we would live in such a beautiful world if we could only like just help each other. And so the fact that Chava buys her a bicycle at the end, you could say, okay, he's using his money for good. Well, no, he's attempting to bring the joy that he felt on a bicycle and give it to his sister as well. So it's a way to pay it forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Really beautifully illustrated. Absolutely. So talk about the physical production of the film. Where did you shoot, and how long did it take you to shoot?
The film was shot on location in Chicago, which is where I grew up. Partly because that is where I have a filmmaking community. That's where I grew up. That's where I built my career. And partly because the film was primarily supported by a grant called the Community Builders Grant, administered by Erica Duffy and Camera Ambassador in Chicago. And we applied for the grant and were finalists, and we had the opportunity to pitch it to a live audience at the Chicago Cultural Center. And our film ended up winning the pitch, and the stipulation of the grant was that we film in Chicago. So the film was shot over the course of 3 days in Chicago, in the southwest side and the northwest side. And these are sort of communities that I felt familiar in. They carry so much significance to me personally, and it felt right to put them in the film in the way that we did. But yeah, I mean, it's mostly mostly on location. We had one big exterior at a park, Humboldt Park. We tried to bring in sort of the local community in during our production. We got in touch with a local domino league, and those guys were amazing. Shout out to La Familia. And yeah, I felt like it gave the film a touch of authenticity. The fact that like these are people that you would see in the park, you know, on any given weekend. We collaborated with a soccer club that plays in the park every Saturday. So we really did try to infuse real people into the film.
Yeah, it had a wonderful neighborhood feel to it. I totally felt that.
Yeah, and it's I think that's a product of having grown up in a place and feeling a connection to a place. That it's a way to honor it and to sort of pay homage to the city that raised me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and it's really warm. You can feel that as you watch it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell us, what's the biggest lesson you learned while making the film that you'd like to share with new other filmmakers?
Oh, okay. I love this question because I love talking about pre-production. So the biggest lesson that I learned making this film that I would like to share to other filmmakers is the importance of pre-production and the importance of really being prepared before you walk into production. It was one thing that was always drilled into my head in film school. It's the thing that you notice right away when you walk into any kind of production, and you can feel that things are running smoothly, things are organized, people know what they're doing, they know where they need to be, and it's just an incredible feeling to organize a group of people in that way. Because they are when you organize a group of people in service to the story, then there's no losing.
Amen.
When I approach a project, I do my very best to think about it deeply for a very long time before I get into it. Because one, I'm trying to see the images in my head. I'm trying to see how things are going to cut together. I'm trying to create transitions between scenes. I think about everything before we actually make the film, because once you get on set, once it's production time, once it's crunch time, the world is not perfect, things happen. Your picture car is not there, your picture car broke down. And in our particular case, we were supposed to have a beautiful sunny day. Of course it wasn't. It was thunderstorms all day. And so when those things happen, I always find comfort in the fact that I have thought deeply about this project, and I have communicated my thoughts to my key crew members. And I feel comfortable in the sense that I can continue to work with the actors, and they can pivot in ways that still service the story and still stay true to the vision. But it really does take a lot of time prior to being on site. Because, I mean, there will always be curveballs. I don't think I've ever been on a set that has gone 1,000% correct, perfect, the way that we had envisioned it. There's always going to be something, and so if you plan for those issues, if you plan for those speed bumps, then it's almost as if you're rolling in a Cadillac. You don't even feel the bumps.
Right. No, and what you said about being in service to the story. You can navigate those bumps because everybody's on the same plane of going, serving the story.
Yeah, I mean, when you're able to like spend the time, and this is an absolute privilege. A lot of the times you don't have the time to talk to your collaborators as you know, as deeply as I have been given the opportunity to. But when you do have the time to like share with them the ethos behind the film, the energy behind the film, what you're trying to communicate, why you're trying to do that, who the audience is, why you've decided to choose this particular wardrobe versus this other one. When you're working with people that pay attention to that stuff, they can pick up on those things, and that informs their work, you know. And that's why we collaborate with other people, is because we're relying on their talents. And so effective communication and talking to them about what the story should be, what the finished product should look like, you know, it empowers them. And that's like one thing that is so like important for me as a director, is how do I empower the crew to do their jobs to the best of their abilities, while also, you know, staying true to the vision of the story.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming in to talk with us. I really appreciated the film, and thank you for sharing all your experience working on it and the sources of it. Really appreciate hearing that.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Alrighty, and where can we follow you on Instagram or anywhere?
You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is @CMejia, SEEMEJIA.
Great, thank you.